Can you believe that they have 20,000 corporations right in that building, 5-story building? Of course, they don't have 20,000 corporations in that building. It's all a fraud. A group of investigative journalists released over 13 million files known as the Paradise Papers, exposing just how bad this situation has become. These papers show how a handful of oligarchs in the United States and throughout the world get richer, much richer, by hiding their wealth and profits offshore to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. You know, it's a funny thing.
I was listening to the voices of life, chanting in unison, "Carry on the struggle." The generations surged together in resistance to meet the reality of power. Mother Earth embraces her children in natural beauty to last beyond oppressors' brutality. As the butterfly floats into life, we are the spirit of natural life, which is forever. The power of understanding, real connections to spirit, is meaning our resistance, our struggle, is not sacrifice lost. It is natural energy, properly used.
I've given up on society, up on my family, up on your social disease. I've given up on the industry, up on democracy, done with all your hypocrisy. All of the chaos and all of the lies, I hate it. I'm wasted here, can anyone wash it all away? I'm waiting here for anyone to wash it all away. Wash it all away. I've given up on the media feeds, my hysteria, sick of living down on my knees. I've given up on morality feeds, my brutality. Fuck what you think about me. All of the chaos and all of the lies, I hate it. I'm wasting here, can anyone wash it all away? I'm waiting here for anyone to wash it all away. Wash it all away. I won't change for you, and I can't take the pain. There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing you can say. I've given up on everything, up on everything, up on everything. I'm wasting here, can anyone wash it all away? I'm waiting here for anyone to wash it all away. Wash it all away. I'm wasting here with everyone, just wash it all away. I'm waiting here for anyone to wash it all away. Wash it all away.
Today, a ruling came down that Prime Minister Justin Trudell has broken several conflict of interest rules.
The Prime Minister broke the law in 4 different places, and that's just talking about Trump. The Interest Act.
Why are we still fighting against certain veterans groups? Because they're asking for more than we are able to give right now. The fact is, we work sorry, we're just trying to reorder the thoughts.
Funny thing, all of these American billionaires, they love the military and they love the veterans and they love schools and they love infrastructure, but they don't want to pay anything to maintain those institutions. They want you to pay. And these are guys, by the way, while they're busy shielding their money from taxation, apparently have many hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on campaigns to elect right-wing extremists who will protect the wealthy and the powerful. They can't pay taxes, but they do have a lot of money to spend in politics. It also includes such large financial institutions such as Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and Bank of America. Corporations like Apple, Nike, and ExxonMobil.
You didn't tell consumers after they paid off the loan early that you owed them money back, about $350 each. Effectively, the bank stole this money from 1.7 million consumers nationwide, leaving Wells Fargo sitting on over $600 million in ill-gotten gains. How much of that $600 million that Wells Fargo owes consumers in gap overcharges has been returned?
I don't know the exact number sitting here of what we've returned.
This is how much you owe, $600 million. This is how much you've returned. Zero.
Hey, I bought it from a guy on your reservation.
That's crazy talk.
No, it's true.
No, I know. That's my brother, Crazy Talk. We're all a little worried about him. Now, look into the flame.
$12 million to install energy-efficient refrigerators for a corporation that made $800 million last year.
Rejoice at the life you are a part of. Natural energy bound to natural laws. You will survive this temporary madness imposed upon you. Natural life is longer than oppressors' illusionary insanity. Spirits experience human deeds but need not end. This is just one place of change. Spirit life is forever if you want. The universe is your home. You can survive here. Do not let them kill you. Keep your spirit strong. Your distant stars and distant drums are the memories of spirit infants. Children of Earth, let the spirit live so you can grow in your place.
I experienced a consistent and sustained effort to politically interfere.
The allegations are false.
This is not the first time the Prime Minister has been found to have contravened the Conflict of Interest Act.
What I can say now is, look at what we've done.
One time, I was visiting with my relatives. The clouds, the mountains, the sky, the trees. My relatives touched my spirit, nudged it lovingly.
Researchers at Princeton University looked at more than 20 years' worth of data to answer a pretty simple question. Does the government represent the people? On this graph, an ideal republic would look like this. If 50% of the public supports an idea, there's a 50% chance of it becoming law. If 80% of us support something, there's an 80% chance. You get the idea. Take an idea that nobody supports, literally nobody, and it has about a 30% chance of becoming federal law. Now, take an incredibly popular idea, the most popular idea this country has ever seen, and there's also about a 30% chance of it becoming law. Put another way, and I'm just going to quote the Princeton study directly here, the preferences of the average American appear to have only a minuscule, near zero, statistically non-significant impact upon public policy. So if you've ever felt like your opinion doesn't matter and that the government doesn't really care what you think, well, you're right.
For all of American history, the group of people who have been the most mistreated, oppressed, disrespected, and cheated by the government has been the oil companies. It breaks my heart. And now at Standing Rock, there's a group of water protectors trying to interfere with the poor oil companies from building their Dakota Access Pipeline. These oppressors have no respect for the oil industry and their rich tradition of destroying water supplies and ruining sacred Native American sites. I mean, it's part of their culture, and I think it deserves respect.
But there's a catch. This flat line only accounts for the bottom 90% of income earners in America. Economic elites, business interests, people who can afford lobbyists, they get their own line. Look at how much closer their line is to the ideal. When they want something, the government is much more likely to do it. And when they don't, they have the power to completely block it from happening, no matter how much the rest of the country supports it. They get what they want, and guess who ends up paying for it?
But here's the brilliant part of it all. The oil companies have got law enforcement officials who are funded by the taxpayers' money to attack the taxpayers who are trying to protect the taxpayers' water supply from the oil company's pipeline. Makes sense. It's like if I was going to come over to destroy your house, I'd be getting you to pay for the security guard that attacks you when you try to peacefully stop me from destroying your house. It's genius if you ask me.
How does this happen? Well, just follow the money. Right now, it's perfectly legal to buy political influence in America. In the last 5 years alone, the 200 most politically active companies in the United States spent $5.8 billion influencing your government. Those same companies got $4.4 trillion in taxpayer support. And that's trillion, with a T. And that's just the top 200 companies. Never mind every other special interest, every union, every trade association, and every billionaire. Every single one of them can use their money to buy political influence.
Attacking and arresting people who are praying is the only way to keep societies safe from the brute force of prayer.
One time, I was visiting with my relatives. The clouds, the mountains, the sky, the trees. My relatives touched my spirit, nudged it lovingly. Listen to us, impatient one. We are forever. You must remember the gentleness of time. You are struggling to be who you are. You say you want to learn the old ways. Struggling to learn when all you must do is remember. Remember the people. Remember sky and earth. Remember the people have always struggled to live in harmony, in peace.